are asked the one thing they could go back in time and tell their younger self. But I would like to reverse the question and ask you, what is the one thing you would like to tell your future self? So why don't we go in order again?
So to my future self, I would like to say, keep me focused and grounded always, and work for blessings and not solely for money. And also, just the way in a video game, each level gets difficult than the previous one, my future is going to be more challenging than today. So remember, life is a boxing ring. Defeat is not declared when you fall, but when you refuse to rise again. And also, thank you. I would like to remind my future self to always keep my eyes on the stars and feet firmly planted on the ground, and remind and tell myself and everyone one important thing: be a warrior, not a warrior. Thank you.
We have a poet in the making here.
I think I wouldn't want to send myself a note to the future, but rather I will ask a question that I ask myself every now and then. What did it cost? So I ask myself this question, every time. And I think this question is crucial to the very existence of human life. Primarily because, there's a price we pay for everything we love and everything that we do. And even being a scientist or an entrepreneur this early on in your young life comes with its consequences and the price. And you always have to ask yourselves, was it worth it? Yes, in my case, it was worth it, but I did lose some of the things like my childhood and the time I spent with my friends and my identity as a social being. I think, while all those elements were lost, I still had a great time. I think that's one question that every one of us must ask ourselves every now and then.
You're still a child, by the way. You can still.
Yes.
Just take a look around and you'll know that you still have time on your
But I'm going to college next year, so.
Okay. Ritika.
I would tell my future self to always dream the impossible. I feel like as we get older and we start losing sight of that utopian, perfect world we actually thought was possible when we were younger. And honestly, I still think it is possible. I think that as we get older, it's not something we should let go of. So dream the impossible.
Brilliant.
I would like to tell my future self this very simple one-liner. We rise by lifting others. And I would like to remind my future self of the reason why I became an entrepreneur in the first place. No, not to make money, not to be famous, but to help others. The world has so many problems which are existing right now. Poverty, pollution, hunger, unemployment. I can go on listing. Fire safety is just the tip of the iceberg. And there are so many new technologies at the same time. Old problems and new technologies standing next to each other, just waiting to shake hands. And I want to remind my future self that I want to be the one which makes the old problems and the new solutions shake hands. I want to be the creator of these technologies, and I want to change lives.
Unbelievable.